There are a wide array of words you could use to describe Amanda Nunes: fighter, champion, powerful, dangerous, dominant. On the eve of her return to the octagon this weekend at UFC 239, where she'll defend her bantamweight title against Holly Holm, there is one word that fits better than all the others: happy. Join DAZN and watch more than 100 fight nights a year. Honestly, there are no words to describe this moment, said Nunes, who became the first female champ in UFC history with a blistering first-round stoppage win over Cris Cyborg last December. "I'm very happy. I'm enjoying the ride and it's pretty fun. I'm very happy." The fact that she can't stop using that word is only part of what underscores why it's the perfect descriptor for the 31-year-old champion as she readies to return to the venue where she first claimed the bantamweight title she'll defend on Saturday evening 3 years earlier. Long undervalued for her accomplishments and dogged by detractors who seem incapable of moving beyond the fact that Nunes was forced to withdraw from her last International Fight Week assignment against Valentina Shevchenko on the morning of the fight, the Lioness has often entered Fight Week brandishing her resume, ready to debate the merits of her accomplishments with anyone who questioned her place in the pantheon of greats on the female side of the sport. For years, she felt compelled to push back against those who didn't give her the respect her position atop the bantamweight division merits, or those who continued to want to press her about coming out the happy side of a split decision verdict in her eventual championship showdown with Shevchenko, as if she were the one responsible for scoring the fighter obligated to acknowledge their belief that the current flyweight champion deserved the nod that night in Edmonton. Before every fight in the cage, she was ready to fight for the recognition that her run of success rightfully commands. But now, just over 6 months removed from marching into the octagon and dismantling the seemingly unstoppable Cyborg in a masterful performance that lasted just 51 seconds, Nunes no longer feels the need to fight. She knows what she's accomplished, what it means, and if people still don't want to acknowledge everything she's done over the last 3 or 4 years, that's on them, not her. "At this moment in my career, this doesn't even go through my head because I'm so happy with everything in my life," she said when asked if she still feels undervalued or overlooked despite all she's accomplished. "My dreams came true. I've gotten everything that I ever wanted in my whole life. Everything has paid off. I've already made history and now, I want to go through, have fun, enjoy the moment and not think about anything else. Everything that I want, I can have it right now. I'm very happy." Saturday night at T-Mobile Arena, Nunes has the opportunity to make even more history and further cement her standing as the greatest female fighter in the history of the sport when she takes on Holm in the UFC 239 co-main event. The multi-time boxing champion is also the only woman to previously hold the women's bantamweight title whom Nunes has yet to defeat. 3 years ago, she won the title from Miesha Tate in the main event of UFC 200 during International Fight Week, and then 6 months later, she smoked Ronda Rousey in the inaugural champion's highly anticipated return to the cage. After adding successful title defenses over Shevchenko and Raquel Pennington, plus her featherweight title win over Cyborg to her resume, the American top team product now gets the chance to go head-to-head with the only other fighter to defeat Rousey. "She's the only former champion that I did not beat yet," Nunes began, repeating the fact that has become almost a mantra of sorts in the run-up to this weekend's massive pay-per-view event in Las Vegas. "It's going to be fun. I can't wait. It's a huge moment in my career," she added. "I can't wait to step into the cage, get this done and then walk in my home, open the door with my new belt and put my new belt atop my fireplace." The last former champion remaining narrative makes the decision behind booking this fight easy to understand, even if Holm's recent results don't exactly position her as the most threatening challenger at the moment. Holm's last fight took place last summer at UFC 225, where she used her superior grappling skills to grind out a unanimous decision win over Megan Anderson at featherweight when the Australian was still an intriguing new addition to the UFC roster. Her last win at bantamweight came a year earlier in Singapore, when she snapped a 3-fight losing streak with a third-round knockout of Beta Correia in a main event matchup that featured little action before the Brazilian opted to throw caution to the wind and charge forward, only to get stopped in devastating fashion. Earlier this year, the 37-year-old challenger was linked to a bout with rising star Aspen Ladd at UFC 235, but a little over a month before the fight was scheduled to take place, it was abruptly called off. Then, 8 days after she re-upped with the UFC and 3 weeks after she was supposed to face the unbeaten Ladd, her matchup with Nunes was made official. But just as the thoughts of the skeptics and critics no longer mattered to Nunes, neither does the path home took to arrive in Las Vegas, standing across the octagon from her on Saturday night, because she knows the threat home presents and is solely focused on stepping into the cage and securing another finish this weekend. "I expect the best, Holly," said Nunes. "She always shows up wanting to put on a show. She's a tough opponent, and I have to be sharp, be aware of everything and ready for the best moment to finish it. It's going to be a great night for sure. As for what this win will mean to her and for her legacy, the contented champion keeps it in very simple terms: I just keep doing my job, keep making history," said Nunes, "defending my belt and moving forward in this sport. Let's block ads. Why?